All right. What were your thoughts on Nightcrawler?
I just saw it yesterday. I saw it last night, and I had some time to sleep on it. Really impressed. Really impressed knowing that this is this guy's first movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's performance was incredible. I haven't seen him like this. He impressed me in Zodiac. He impressed me more recently in Prisoners. But when I first heard about this movie, I was like, okay, Jake Gyllenhaal, he lost a little bit of weight, and this is him doing his, Christian Bale in The Machinist or Fassbender in Hunger, like actors losing weight to get into a role or just to make a drastic change in their appearance. List goes on and on and on with actors who've done that. But I was hoping that that wasn't all that this was. And I'm glad that it wasn't, because it was a pretty damn good movie.
Yes, it was. And for me, it's one of my favorite movies of the year because it has so many different aspects to it that works. It works as a satire of the media. It works as kind of like this crime thriller type thing. It works as a character study. It just has all these different layers to it. And the thing is, it's a 2-hour movie, and it doesn't seem like it's trying to do that much, but it is. And I think that's what's great about it, is that even though it kind of has like this classic genre element to it, the fact that it's able to get across all these thoughts and opinions about ethics and morality in journalism, it goes where Gone Girl didn't really care about going.
Explain yourself there.
Amy Dune missing and everything like that. It wasn't really trying to satirize the media too much.
Okay, with the emphasis on the media and their role and what their motives are. Okay, yeah, I see that then, definitely.
So I think Nightcrawler decides to go ahead and just go for it. And the reason why it works when it goes for the kind of like the jugular almost, because it's really kind of nasty. It's a really nasty film.
Oh yeah, sure.
Deliciously nasty, you know what I mean? Which is kind of like a oxymoron, but whatever. But yeah, it's deliciously nasty. It's like you take a bite and you're like, ooh, but then you want to eat it again. You just want to...
Right from the beginning, too, like the way he looks at the security guard that comes up to him, he's like smiling, and you get it, like, right away that this guy is manipulative.
Yeah.
Like, he's like not a likable character at all. You're kind of like... I'm not really rooting for him throughout the movie, and it made me think, like, when is the last time that somebody's been, had the balls to make a movie where the main character is somebody that the audience is going to really hate and have him drive the movie?
Yeah, I don't know.
Really risky, but worked for me. It really worked for me.
I think the reason why Lou Bloom, which is his name, you want to follow him because you hate him, but he is kind of fun to watch. And you know what? I think it's because it kind of sums up news media or television news media in general, if you think about it. Because it's like, how many times have you heard people complain about, oh my God, violence in the news?
In the media. We should probably give a little breakdown, like a little preview of the movie or synopsis for folks who maybe haven't heard of it or don't know about it.
Okay, I'll start to synopsize it. So, Lou Bloom lives in Los Angeles, kind of a loner, would you say? He is pretty much the definition of a loner. But he's not a loner who craves human contact. Is he, Justin?
No, he's very much the creepy guy that you don't want to talk to. He kind of loathes human contact. He only uses it for his own personal gain, and he's trying to find his way. And at one point, very early on in the movie, he sees an accident on the road, and he sees these guys with cameras, and he's wondering, what are they doing with this? Can you make a living out of this? And is this something that I could be good at? And it turns out that he's very good at it. And the movie just explores his adventure. I'm kind of making it seem like it's not really an adventure, but the movie kind of explores just his trip to becoming one of those guys, and all the ugly things that come along the way with him.
Yeah, to make it clear, like, what he basically does is whenever there's an accident or a crime scene, like, he takes a police scanner, listens to one that he thinks would sell to a news station. He drives over to the crime scene, he videotapes it, and then he sells it to the news. And they want it. They crave this kind of stuff. And yeah, that's basically what he does. And he's good at it because he hates people, so he has no problems filming them at their worst state.
He's not connected at all. He has no empathy. He doesn't care. He couldn't care less about the people on the other end of his camera. He's only using them for his own personal gain. I was trying to think of anything that was admirable about Lou Bloom, and I suppose his work ethic. You know,
he's you know what? He's a fast learner. He's
a fast learner.
He says that like 3 or 4 multiple times.
Yeah, he's dedicated. I mean, he's not lying when he says he's a fast learner. It didn't take him very long to upgrade to that nice car, and then from then on to the, as the movie unfolds. But yeah, wow, it was one hell of a ride.
Oh, dude, the way the movie unfolds, like in the third act, when he goes, the last crime scene that he goes to the house, the I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say there's a murder in the house, because, he goes to crime scenes, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's what he does. But what he chooses to give to the news station that he constantly works for, and what he chooses to withhold from everyone until the end, that to me was just so fucking brilliant. I was just like, wow, because the police come to his apartment, and they, because he's so unethical, because he has no moral boundaries, and he's going to these crime scenes sometimes when the police aren't even there. Naturally, a police officer finds out that this guy took footage. Yeah, beat the crime scene, got all this footage. They want to know what that footage is.
Right.
And the fact that he already he knows what's coming. He's a smart character. Yeah. He knows what's coming. He knows that the police are going to get there. He's not caught off guard. He gives him the footage, quote unquote, but not all of it. It's just so brilliant, just the way that unfolds. And then you get into this car chase scene, which was one of the more electrifying car chase scenes that I've seen in quite some time.
Oh, sure, for sure. Better than anything I've seen in Fast and Furious, which is like a movie designed to be about car chases and things like that.
Not to say that it has equals the amount of carnage, but it's just because of how it fits with the rest of the movie. It just fits. It fits so well, and because you're so invested in the movie at that point, it does become a great car chase scene. And it's a very fun movie. It's fun. It's darkly humorous. Would you say? I laughed.
Yeah. I laughed. I was in a theater full of people that were laughing on more than one occasion at the things that he would say, because they're so off the wall. Because he's this socially awkward character, but almost kind of like my one friend who I saw said it seemed almost like he had Asperger's or something like that, some kind of a condition. Mm-hmm. I don't know about all that, but it was weird because for somebody who spends so much time alone, so much time on his computer, probably on the internet, just learning things, reading things, he's able to manipulate people, and does really well in social situations, even to the point where he can outwit a police detective whose job it is to break people down and get answers. So,
and what about that scene with Rene Russo, who welcome back? Well, she was in the Thor movies, but welcome back into regular movie world. The scene where he takes her out on a quote unquote date, and just the fucking balls on this guy.
Yeah, he has no shame whatsoever.
He's like, listen, are you gonna sleep with me or not?
Yeah, no? At one point he says, you can go then, if you want.
And because I guess he's attracted to Rene Russo's character, and she plays the news director that
he's giving
constantly
all his footage to.
Yeah, he's giving all.
Selling.
He's selling the footage to this news crew, to the news station. She's the director of the station, and they're dead last in the ratings. She's desperate for this kind of stuff, and he's constantly giving her the goods. But he also wants to give her some other goods, namely his penis. And she's like, no, I'd rather have your footage. And he's like, maybe I won't sell you my footage. Maybe I'll sell it to another station, and maybe you'll get fired. And she's like, is this guy serious? And the thing is, yes, he's serious.
He's totally serious. Serious as a heart attack.
Yeah. And goddamn, it just, the balls on this movie. This movie just has balls. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. It just has two big sweaty testicles, and I just admired it. You know, I admired it. I loved it. And you know what? You're probably thinking, you know what? Something's gonna happen to this guy. He can't win. And you know what?
And that's the craziest thing about it.
Is that why wouldn't he win?
Yeah.
This is how the world works.
Yeah.
This is how the news media works.
I was thinking about, like, as we were walking back to our cars, or even, like, when I was still in the theater, like, the guy who's in charge of TMZ, like, what did he do before becoming that powerful guy in a suit?
Wasn't he a lawyer?
Somewhere. Yeah, I don't know, but, like, I'm sure there are tons of powerful people in this world who got there doing, you know, on the backs of innocent people. Like the guy that he hires, a homeless guy who just needs a job, who is completely taken advantage of for the length of the entire movie. I'm trying to remember the scene toward the end, like one of the last scenes of them talking. I think it's when they're talking about his review or something like that. Oh no! It was when he threatens him. The way that he threatens him, where he's like, "If you're not going to go out there and film, there's a good chance that I don't know. Like, I don't want to attempt to imitate what he says because he does such a good job. But that line, like, just his delivery, he did a really incredible job. I wasn't sure that he had it in him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just oddly just the perfect role for Jake Gyllenhaal to really just stretch himself.
Yeah, because he's got that, like, ear-to-ear smile and those bright eyes that are just even wider and brighter in this movie.
And because in the past, you know, you mentioned Zodiac, you know, there's Prisoners, Source Code, back to Donnie Darko even, where he plays, like, these kind of innocent characters who may have a hint of darkness in them, but they're mostly innocent and they're mostly sympathetic. You know, they're mostly protagonists. You know, here in Nightcrawler, he takes those elements and just the darkness is just the innocence is gone, and it's just the darkness inside.
Brutal honesty, just no holds barred. His altercation with Bill Paxton when he was trying to hire him, and he says like he wants to take his ears and scream into his head or something like that.
Just let you know that he doesn't want to work for you. Yeah, just like the deadpan way, like he doesn't give a shit about anything but what he wants to do, and what you want him to do isn't on his radar. And I just think that, like, you know, I've seen comparisons with this movie to Network, which I think... Have you seen Network?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's a very apt comparison. Obviously, it's hard to compare it to a classic like that.
Sure.
But, you know, Network has its fair share of detractors because of just how melodramatic the whole thing is. But that's what worked for me about Network is how you think of that scene towards the end of Network with Ned Beatty, who explains like what they're really trying to do at the news station, and just he goes on this big monologue, you know, in the empty room with the main character. He just kind of unleashes like this mentality of where they don't give a shit about people. You know, they're all about ratings. They're all about money.
Right.
You know, it's a power play. You know,
just like how the station isn't about delivering the news. It's about delivering the story that's going to get people watching so that they can get ratings and get money and get power.
The reason why Network worked is because it's so outrageous in a lot of ways. And yet, there's a party that's like, you know what? Maybe, at least in 1976, you're like, you know what? This really isn't all that far off from what could really happen. That's like that's what makes Network, and then obviously Fox News.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It came true.
Fox News is Fox News is Network coming to life, basically. And for Nightcrawler, it's like, again, it works because it's not like it's not like trying to point its finger necessarily, or like, hey, news media, get your shit together. It's more like it's just having fun. Like it's like how it's having fun with how fucked up the news media is, and just like, and that's the thing. It has fun with itself. It's a fun black comedy, you know, and it's just rich with like these great scenes and dialogue, and it's outlandish, but it's not too far off from what could really happen, or maybe it is really happening. Who knows? I don't know. But
The one
yeah.
time that I was kind of like taken out of the movie was the last scene between Lou and Rene Russo's character when he just had that footage of the chase and everything, and how she was just like someone looking into the eyes of their long lost lover or something like that. It was I was expecting them to like when she was like, he was your partner. I don't know. That was like a little I don't know, a little too much, but
It may have been.
yeah.
But yeah, I want to watch this movie again.
Oh yeah.
And
How cool is it, like that moment right when in the beginning when he's asking for the job, and the guy's like, I wouldn't hire a thief or whatever, and he just changes his facial expression just right on a dime, smiles and points at him like, I don't know, it's just like he creeped me out like to the bones.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? That scene is also so key to the movie because it's like, yeah, that construction guy wouldn't hire a thief, but you know what? You know what job is perfect for thieves? It's this job. It's filming crime scenes. This is a perfectly legal thing you could do. You know what I mean? I think it's just a great movie. It shows this crazy world, this little kind of world of like filming crime scenes, and it just shows you just how insane the whole thing is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when you're watching your news in the morning or whenever, like the little picture within the picture of what's going on. Like there's a big picture going on, that is just a little image on your TV screen, but that's something that really happened, and you're just watching it all unfold while you drink your coffee or whatever, and
Exactly.
you take it
Yeah.
for granted.